Assalamu alaikum. Today I'm making some Somali rice. And these are the ingredients I'll be using. I have here some Basmati rice. Long grain Basmati rice. I'm going to cook about a cup of this. I'm going to use this cup to measure everything. I'm also going to be adding some olive oil, about a tablespoon of olive oil, about a quarter teaspoon of turmeric powder. I probably add one or two of these cassia bark sticks or cinnamon sticks. I have some ginger powder in here, probably half a teaspoon of ginger powder, a quarter teaspoon of elaichi or cardamon powder. I have cardamon powder in here. Probably half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder. I'm cooking 1 cup of rice. Some minced garlic, a teaspoon of minced garlic, 2 chicken stock, a large onion, medium-sized red pepper, 2 large carrots, and about 2 teaspoons of butter for taste. Yes, so these are all my ingredients. The first thing I'm going to do is wash the rice thoroughly. I'm going to wash the rice 3-4 times. Keep on changing the water 5 times until the water runs clear. So I'm going to wash the rice very, very well first. Okay, I've got this large cup. Here's the large cup I have. I'm going to cook this 1 cup of rice. This will probably feed 4 people, a family of 4. If you have a larger family, you just double it. If you have 8 people, you just double it. I will eat this for 4 days, probably, the rice. So there's that 1 cup of rice. Now I'm going to wash it very well. So here I am washing the rice. I just put it in a container and then I just wash it. I put my hands in, but since I'm recording right now, I'm just using the spoon. So you just make sure you wash it thoroughly and then you replace the water. You do this process about 5-6 times until the rice is properly clean and the water is clear. So I'm just going to sieve it in this. I'm just going to sieve it in my sieve, and then I'm going to add new water. Okay, so I've washed the rice thoroughly and I've left it in the sieve so all the water drains out. Okay, next I have my pan ready. It's on high heat. And I'm going to put 1.5 cups of boiling water in here. 1.5 cups of boiling water. So that's 1 cup and another half cup. So I've put in 1 cup. Now I'm putting in the next half cup. 1.5 cups. Using the same cup you used to measure the rice. So for 1 cup of rice, 1.5 cups of water. For 2 cups of rice, 3 cups of water. For 3 cups of rice, 4.5 cups of water. So I'm cooking 1 cup of rice with 1.5 cups of water. Next, I'm putting in 3 sticks of cinnamon. Putting in 3 sticks of cinnamon or cassia bark, cinnamon sticks or cassia bark sticks. I'm using cassia bark. I prefer the taste to the cinnamon sticks, but it's more or less the same thing. It has slightly different taste. I prefer the cassia bark. Okay, next to go in is the 2 chicken stocks. 2 chicken stocks. Next to go in is the quarter teaspoon of the elaichi or the cardamon powder. Elaichi or cardamon powder. Next to go in is the cinnamon powder, half a teaspoon cinnamon powder. Next we have half a teaspoon of the ginger powder. Now this is optional, black lemon powder. I know it's not easy to find in the UK and America probably, but this I'm going to add about 1/4 teaspoon because it has a strong flavor. Now make sure you mix everything well together, make sure that the stock is dissolved. And when the stock dissolves, I'm going to put in the rice. So make sure the chicken stock is dissolved and everything is mixed well. And then we're going to put in the rice. Okay, remember everything is on high heat. And now I'm just going to add in the rice, all of the rice, the 1 cup of rice. And then you just mix in the rice. Make sure you mix it well, everything well. Like this. There's no salt in here because the chicken stock is salty. Once everything is well mixed, I'm going to put my lid on and turn this to low heat, and I'm just going to leave it for 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. I'm not going to touch it, I'm not going to stir it. I put the lid on, that's it. I'm going to leave it for 15 to 20 minutes on low heat. While the rice is cooking, I'm going to prepare my vegetables. I've cut both ends of the onion, then I cut the onion in half. And then simply I'm going to turn the onion like this, and then I'm going to slice it as thinly as possible. I'm going to clean this mess first and then I'll show you. Okay, so I removed the ends of the onion and I cut it in half. Then you put it down like this, and then you basically cut it as thinly as you can into thin slices like this. So I'm just going to carry on cutting it like this into thin slices. Okay, so you want thin slices like this basically. Well, they're not too thin, but you get the idea. The rice we're not even going to touch or look at, we're just going to prepare our veg. Next I have the carrots. I cut both ends of the carrots, and now I'm just going to peel the skin off. It doesn't really matter how you cut these carrots, as long as you just cut them into small pieces. I'm going to make them small. What I like to do is cut them in half. This, and then I'm going to cut them in half like this. So I cut them in half again. What you want is thin strips like this, and then we're going to just turn them into big matchsticks by cutting it like this. These are quite thick matchsticks, so we're just going to carry on cutting it like that, all of them. Okay, so I've chopped them all into matchsticks like this, roughly in the same shape and size. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes, less than 15 minutes, probably 12, 13 minutes for the rice, and it's cooked. All the water is gone. I'm going to put this rice in a different container. Okay, so I removed the rice from the pan, and in the same pan I'm going to cook the carrots in a little bit of water, probably just like 2 tablespoons of water, and I'm going to put a lid on this. So I want this just to steam for a few minutes, high heat, a little bit of water in the carrots. Once all the liquid, all the water has evaporated, like this, I'm going to add in some olive oil. Yep, I'm going to add in about a tablespoon or tablespoon and a half olive oil. Next, I'm going to add in my onions. I'm going to fry them until they're golden brown. I'm going to fry it until it's golden brown, the onions. Make sure you mix everything together well. You're going to fry them until they're golden brown. Okay, when the onions start reducing like this, you add in the red peppers. So I'm going to add in the red peppers next. So I've just added my red peppers. And you want the onions to get golden brown color, and you want the peppers to cook. So here they are cooking all together, the peppers, onions, and the carrots. Next I'm going to add about a large teaspoon of minced garlic. This is about 5 cloves of garlic, 4 cloves of garlic. You just cut it into very small pieces, minced like this. So I'm going to mix this very well into here as well. Make sure you mix in the garlic very well. You want it all to cook nicely. Okay, next to go in is these golden sultanas. You can put in raisins. I'm going to put in about 200 grams. I know this is a lot for some people. Some people don't like sultanas or raisins, so you can leave this out. Or you can put in half as much. You don't have to put in all the amount I'm putting in. But you want the sultanas to cook thoroughly, to be fried as well in a little bit of oil. So you're just going to cook this together for about 5 minutes, and then it'll be ready. Okay, the last thing to go in is 2 teaspoons of butter. We're just going to mix that in properly, nicely. You just want the butter for a bit of taste. You don't want too much butter in there. You just want it for taste. So yes, let this cook for another 3-4 minutes and it'll be ready. Now at this stage, you have 2 choices. You can either get the rice and put it all in the pan and put a lid on it for 5 minutes and let it all cook together for 5 minutes. Or you can leave the rice in its plate and cook this for 5 minutes until it's nice and golden brown. I do both ways, but today I'm just going to continue cooking it like this, and I'm going to put this on top of the rice. If you're having guests or you're making this for a party, this is the better way to do it. Just cook it like this and then put it on top of the cooked rice instead of mixing everything together. It looks nice that way, I think. So this is how I'm going to do it today. Sometimes I put the rice on top of the pan and I just heat it up all together. Both ways are delicious. It's just a preference. I've just put in 1/4 teaspoon of salt in here. 1/4 teaspoon of salt, just to enhance the flavors. So I'm going to mix the salt in well. Okay, this is ready now. I'm going to put it on top of the rice. I'll show you the final thing. Okay, so there you have the Somali rice. It looks good and it's delicious, trust me.